Rose, right here.
Hey.
You're obviously not unaccustomed to these big cars. You fought in MSG before, you fought in New York, but to be called as, to be on the main card of this new Paramount era, I guess, how does that feel that the UFC, like even John was in here and he said he felt like every fight on the main card was selected because this was to kick off this era?
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm just grateful and blessed to be here. And it has been, I've been on obviously a lot of big cards and been a part of a lot of great things. It's just been a while since I've been on a card of this magnitude. I've been the main or co-main event for some, kind of more regular fight nights in the last, I don't know, a couple of years. So, yeah, it feels good to be I don't know, just a part of this and to just kick off the year with a bang.
I was going to ask that because the last few times we have seen you have been on these fight nights. Do you prefer these big cards, or does it really matter at this point in your career?
I used to not really care too much. I was just like, I have enough to think about. I don't know. But now, because I've done it for so many times and I've been here for so long, and I'm just cherishing the memories a little bit more, and I'm paying attention to it a little bit more, and every time that there's other great fighters on the card, it just kind of builds the energy, and so we all kind of feed off of each other too, So yeah, it's great.
Was there anything that kind of switched for you? Because like you said, you didn't pay attention to that before, but now you do. Is it just where you're at in your career?
Yeah, definitely gratitude. I know that this isn't forever. I know that life goes by quickly, and every moment is a blessing. And the fact that I even just woke up today and was able to breathe air is a blessing from God. So the fact that I can be here and just do what I love and just give something that I've been given to everybody else, and to just try to do my best is I don't know. It's hard to put into words how grateful I am. So I think back then I was just more scared and more, oh my God, everybody's looking at me, and it's just now I'm not that I'm not scared or uncomfortable or nervous or anything like that, but I just more accustomed to it.
Is that, I guess, because we kind of saw you grow up in the UFC octagon. There's not a lot of fighters that they debuted in the UFC with so much hype so earlier in their career. So you're kind of in that unique kind of group of fighters.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been doing this for a long time. Somebody says it's been 12 years, and I'm like, yep, it's right. In the UFC, let alone, a little bit outside of the UFC. So, and then, to grow up in the UFC, like I'm 33 years old, but I became a champion when I was 25. And then I was in the UFC, I think I was, in the early 20s. So, yeah, it's, this is all I know. I know other things, but, obviously, and just, my faith outside of this is what, keeps me going, is what keeps me grounded. But fighting is the majority of what I've done with my young adult life. So it's, it makes me it gives me butterflies just thinking about it,
And Natalia Silva obviously has a lot of hype coming into this fight. Again, something that you're not unaccustomed to facing. I know it wasn't the original opponent. The original was Alexis. But was this a last-minute change, or because when they made the switch, it was relatively quickly after they made the announcement?
Yeah, it wasn't a short notice fight by any means. Obviously, I was already I had a great off season. I had a great training camp leading into the fight with Alexa, and had I not already been looking at Natalia before, it would have felt a little bit shorter notice. But she is very dynamic. She's very unique. And so I think with anybody else that doesn't have the skills that I have, it would have probably felt like a huge jump up. And I do feel like it is a step up for sure. She definitely poses more challenges, I think, than Alexa does, but in different ways. But I've been preparing for so long for just this weight class and just in general that I just kind of had everything sort of lined up that I can make those adjustments. And I mean, it was, with I think 8 weeks or something like that notice. So it's a full training camp. It's just when we went into camp, had certain things kind of scheduled. So we just had to make some adjustments, and it wasn't too bad.
Just talking about the weight class, I remember when Dustin Poirier went from featherweight to lightweight. It said it felt it took him a couple fights to feel like a lightweight rather than a featherweight that stopped cutting weight.
Right.
Did you have that feeling too, going from strawweight to flyweight?
Absolutely, yeah. I felt it took a while for that to, like, because even though the weight cuts were getting more difficult at strawweight, and I didn't feel like it just didn't feel very healthy to me to keep doing that. But at the same time, to adjust to the endurance and the strength and all that stuff, and just keeping on that size too, because like even at strawweight, as my training camps would go on, like the weight just drops naturally, like when you're training so much. And so it did take a while, and I feel like I'm adjusted to it now. But especially at the smaller weight classes too, every pound I think matters more when you're smaller and a female. So
just last one for me. Natalia obviously has a Taekwondo background. I believe you do too. So did you have to kind of go back to your roots preparing for this fight?
I did. It's funny, when I first started scouting out Natalia, I knew there's really not that many MMA fighters that have that base and that use it. So like, even that's my base as well. I don't use it as much as Natalia does in some of my more recent fights, but I originally started scouting her out, and it was just, it was hard. I was hard pressed to find any, female fighters, MMA fighters that do that. So I reached out to Veronica Hardy. She couldn't train with me. She was, had some things going on, but so that was one female that I was looking at. But I ended up finding a Taekwondo Olympic bronze medalist, Christina Teachout. And she's really tall and big, but she could kickbox actually, so it was cool. We got some good rounds in, got some good drills in, and then I trained with Carly Judice, who's in the UFC as well, and also Ashley Thiner in the PFL as well. So there was some really good female training partners that I had, and normally training with Pat and Chico Camus and Jake Ramos, like just my normal people at Genesis and things like that, have good looks as well. Some of the guys there too. So yeah, we had a well-rounded camp with just different looks and just piecing it together.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Rose, did I see you say that you were told if you win this fight, you will get a title shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, knowing that, you've been at the spot a few times before, like knowing you're kind of on the crust of this dream that's been there for a while, what is that doing to you mentally?
Yeah, it's just super exciting, all the more motivating, because even with getting the fight with Alexa at first, it was like super exciting. I mean, definitely a big fan of hers too, but I just wasn't sure like where that puts me, even with like a super dominant performance. So even though I tried, wasn't gonna worry about that, and I'm still not too worried about, definitely like looking past this or anything, because we gotta stay one step ahead one step at a time. But it's definitely more motivating. It's more, and I don't need any more motivation. I just want to win, and I'm also very excited to face somebody like Natalia, who's very exciting, and she has, I don't know, she's definitely got some very good talent. So it's very, very exciting.
Just given how the timing could line up, would you want to fight for the title at the White House, or do you have like a different idea in mind of when you could fight for a belt?
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, but obviously that'd be so super crazy, super weird, super I don't know. It would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. For some reason I get the weird feeling that could very well happen, but who knows? Only God knows.
Do you feel like in this fight with Natalia, you have maybe more paths to finishing it? Like, we haven't really seen too much of her ground game. We know you're great there. Like, do you feel like you're just a little more dynamic in your ability to end this?
Absolutely. I know that she's got a ground game, and she's got, she's a mixed martial artist. Like, so I know I'd be foolish to think that she doesn't have those qualities as well. But I just know she hasn't fought anybody like me before. I know that I move different. When I get in front of people, you can watch my tape all you want, but when it's standing across from me, it's just different. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun to see how it goes.
Were you surprised the way Valentina and Weili played out? Like, did you expect it to be a more competitive or different looking fight?
I thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive. I definitely was leaning towards Valentina winning that fight. I don't know. I said it in a different interview. I just kind of felt like and I could be totally ignorant and about some things, but it seemed like there wasn't the greatest of game plans coming from Weili. So, and the size just looked slightly, like maybe there wasn't a lot of focus on becoming a flyweight. You know what I mean? Like the way that I have, where it's like it's taken a while. So I think those just kind of had a factor into it, and then also I think just Valentina's the greatest. So I wasn't too surprised, but I thought it was going to be a little more competitive for sure.
Yeah, it seems like in these more recent fights, Valentina's going a lot more grappling heavy, and people are struggling to get out from under her. Is that something you kind of see when watching her, being like, I have a little more to offer there, probably?
I mean, I've trained with her extensively, and I know as soon as she grabs you, it's strong. She's very, very strong, and so. But yeah, I mean, I'm unique in so many different ways. Like I said, I move unlike really any female I think that's in the UFC. But like just my movement alone, I feel like is something that is I don't know, it's unique.
And obviously, we're supposed to have a massive women's super fight on this card between Amanda and Kayla, and you guys are now kind of the big women's fight on this card. Were you happy when you got moved from the prelims to the main card?
Yeah, I actually was. It's been a while since I've fought that early. I kind of have my routine of like. I think the last time I fought that early was in Abu Dhabi, and I saw the sunrise come up when so it was kind of weird. But so yeah, I think it works better for me. But I was ready to do whatever. It's just unfortunately, yeah, I definitely feel bad for Kayla. Like prayers go out to her, but. Yeah, we keep rolling.
Rose over here. I wanted to get your take on the women's MMA GOAT debate, because a lot of people say Amanda because of her dominance. Some people are saying Valentina because of strength of schedule. You're one of the greatest, so what do you think?
I know, that's a tough one because like Valentina's my favorite female fighter, but I do feel like Amanda, obviously she technically has 2 wins over Valentina. Obviously, she didn't agree with that second fight, obviously, but I think it's really them two, and I don't know if I would necessarily put one above the other. I think that's an interesting debate, and maybe they gotta figure it out one day.
And outside of fighting, I saw you filmed a coffee ad with legends like Dustin Poirier, Chael Sonnen, Misha Tate.
Did that come out yet, or?
I saw a post about it. I don't know if it came out.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But what was that experience like?
That was hilarious. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but what it all entails. But it was a very good time, and I think we discovered some hidden talents of ours in the commercial. Yeah.
Rose, it feels like you've gone through multiple evolutions in your career. How would you describe the version of Rose Namajunas that we're seeing today?
The version that you're seeing today is just like all submission to God and just whatever He has in store for me. Like win, lose or draw. I'm just here to be a vessel and to be to just try to let the light shine.
And I guess just following on from that, what does success look like in your mind past the result on Saturday night?
Success looks like, once again, it goes back to just my relationship with God. I have an audience of one. Like, obviously, everybody's watching, and I think that's important. But I just got to please my Father in heaven. And so whatever comes with that, I got to try to do my best to do that.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
First time on a card in a minute with Justin Gaethje, and obviously that Colorado connection. Obviously that moment, that run when you, Kamaru, and Justin were all on a roll was a big one. Is there any nostalgia to be back on a card with Justin and them?
I'm kind of focused on myself right now, but I know that they're gonna have a great performance, and I think that win, lose or draw, just hopefully everybody can be happy with themselves after. No matter what happens, and wish everybody the best.
Talking about Natalia Silva, I think one of the things that when you're breaking her down, very talented, but also not many women's flyweights with the kind of explosiveness that she carries. What would you say is the bigger threat, her skills or just that athleticism?
Natalia's skills or the explosiveness? Man, they're kind of neck and neck, I feel like, because I would say her explosiveness. I think certain things she gets away with because she is so fast and she is so explosive. But I mean, her skill is definitely like right there. So So I'm looking to expose that. And but yeah, I mean, she's obviously like she never seems to get tired. You know, maybe little tendencies here and there you might see over time, but she just looks so fluid all the time and so in the zone. So I'm really looking to try to take her out of that and get her out of character. You know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.